don't cause diversion. It is not my responsibility.
I'm going to start out. My first question is for you, Dr. Sereda. New information has recently been released that corroborates previous reporting that there's mass safe supply diversion happening near the Chapman's Pharmacy close to your clinic. Are you aware of this diversion near Chapman's Pharmacy?
A question for you as well, Ms. Goodridge. What evidence has been released showing this? It is not my responsibility.
In your guys' model, if someone does a urine test and it shows a drug other than hydromorphone, what does the conversation look like?
Our patients actually really welcome that feedback because what we do with people's urine toxicology is we actually summarize it. And so people, when they give a urine, they know that they're giving information to their community about what's present in the drug supply. So it helps us know what analogs people are from. And if your question is, do they continue to receive safe supply? Of course they do. Of course they do.
One of the things as a mom, as someone that lives in a community that is impacted by addiction, like so many of us, it really scares me when people hear safe supply and they think that this is somehow now safe. And just like Dr. Pawlowski mentioned about the fact that many of this was born out of the overprescription of opioids. And so this is now a marketing tool and a marketing term to call it safe supply. Would you consider using a different word?
So the term safe supply actually comes from the community of people who use drugs, and so we honor their participation in this, and we use the language that they would like us to use.
The studies that purport all the benefits of safe supply are based on questionnaires to patients that are prescribed safe supply, so is that not anecdotal? One thing I find kind of ironic is that after 8 years of the Liberals being in power and 8 years of your guys' clinic being open, seems like the only thing in Canada that's cheaper is the price of hydromorphone tablets. In fact, Dr. Sharon Koivu said that hydromorphone dropped from about $20 a tablet in London to $2 a tablet. Does that not show that there is diversion clearly happening en masse in London?
Maybe, but maybe not. The prices of all drugs on the street have actually declined.
Does that not terrify you?
Yes, of course it does.
So why are you not doing more in your guys' clinic to prevent diversion from happening? Because there are so many, and I get that you're going to say that they're anecdotes, but there are so many stories that I have read specifically with your clinic with your name on it, pill bottles going out with hydromorphone that's being sold that people think are safe, and they might be coming from someone else. They might be coming from some big bad cartel that's making them and putting them into your pill bottles. It doesn't really matter. They are on the streets in London and it has your name on it, and they're being sold to kids.
They're not being sold to kids. And so our diversion protocols in London are very, very robust. So
but diversion is illegal.
Pardon me?
Diversion is
but
illegal.
I don't cause diversion. It is not my responsibility. I'm not finished, Ms. Goodridge.
It doesn't really matter whether you're finished or not.
Mr. Zivo blocked access to health care through the only door to my clinic.
I'm sorry, Dr. Sereda. I think I made you aware very clear of the convention we have in this committee. I really request that you respect that.
Does diversion of safe supply worry you?
I think more important than diversion is the discourse around the diversion that's happening in the media.
BC's recently developed some protocols that allow for recreational fentanyl to be prescribed to children in the guise of safe supply. What are your thoughts on this?
I think the BC-CSU has very carefully consulted experts, both in who provides addiction care, harm reduction care, and the care of children with substance use disorders. And so I'm not aware that any children have accessed this protocol to date. But if you read the protocol, it is the same as any other kind of complicated health care for children in Canada, whereas two experts need to agree. The person needs to be carefully assessed for their risk and any benefit of treatment. And in some children who are dependent on the toxic, illicit fentanyl street supply, physicians who are caring for them can make expert decisions in what they need for their health care.
So do you think that we should prescribe recreational fentanyl to children?
I think if children are at risk of dying from the toxic street supply, which we know over 90% of deaths in youth are from, which is illicit fentanyl,